every social platform want people spend more time. People fighting to each other, the time spending will going higher. That's so toxic. But in Xiaohongshu, the community is really friendly. Lots of students study abroad want to join Xiaohongshu. One position maybe receive over 500 resumes.
For one position.
In the Rednote, there are no translation feature. They just design, implement, and ship it during 4 days.
That's super quick.
It's a China style.
On the other side, that means more censorship to ban more people more easily. The users are okay with that? So Nick, thank you so much for being here with us today. Really appreciate it. I know you had concerns before we did this interview about your English not being like totally fluent, but don't worry about it. Everybody can understand you fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. For those people who don't know who you are, I understand that you are an AI engineer and you also used to work at Xiaohongshu, which is translated roughly to Rednote, which is the popular app that's blowing up right now because of the TikTok refugee situation. So how long have you worked at Rednote?
In the past, I worked in Rednote for the past 5 years, from 2017 to 2021, and as a super early stage employee in Rednote. During that time, working in the Rednote, I'm the algorithm engineer, so that kind of engineer is control. We make a lot of understanding by collecting data from user and build the profile. We know every piece about the users. And based on that, we will give the recommendation content. We can control what you see and what you get and predict what you want. And I remember the first day when I joined the team, I see the daily user number is 700,000 users.
That sounds like a lot of users for 700,000. Yeah, that's almost 1 million users.
But it's nothing during that time. When I leave the company, the number is around 60 million.
60 million users.
Daily users.
Wow, that's a lot. And that's when you left. So now it must be
2 times or 3 times more. I guess.
Right. Just to make it clear, you're not working for Rednote.
No, anymore. I quit the job for 2 years, 2.5 years ago.
Right. So you're not trying to promote Rednote, anything like that. We're not trying to promote anything here. How did you become an expert in this whole algorithm field? Like, because everybody's curious about algorithm, but you're the actual algorithm engineer, and I don't even know what that means. How many years of experience do you have in this like algorithm field?
When I studied in the university, there are no title or not kind of job named algorithm engineer. We usually find in the beginning talking about the information retrieval, machine learning, how to make a model and how to predict something, for example, a forecast. It's 50 years ago, but because the social platform is become popular and also well known, so there are the new word named algorithm engineer is coming. How many years I spent? Maybe more than 10.
Wow.
More than 10, because when I started in the university, I majored in machine learning, information retrieval, handle lots of data.
I mean, it's such an interesting choice of words, like information retrieval, because that's exactly what it is, same as a recommendation, right?
Yeah.
So now that there's a simple word, algorithm, it just captures everything.
Yeah, capture everything.
TikTok refugees, when you saw the whole trend of people migrating, what was sort of your reaction?
It's super weird, honestly. It's like a joke, but after 2 days, the news happened. And one day in that morning, I surfed in Bali, and we have some friends from worldwide, but we leave Bali together. And a guy come from Germany was asking, Nick, I heard you work in China before. I said, yeah. And have you ever heard Xiaohongshu Rednote? I said, well, yeah. I know, I worked it before. And they guys are super exciting, and you were asking lots of questions about how to use Rednote and how to create the content, and how about the censorship and how to get the followers. They are super interested. Yeah, I'm so surprised. I'm asking why you guys so interesting. You say, do you know it's now go viral now? Everybody knows. Yeah, during that time I would say, oh, it's not like a joke. They guys, the Western guy is super interesting.
Do you think that people working inside Rednote was expecting that app like explode in global popularity? Because I thought that it was a domestic app. It's only in Chinese language, right?
No, we have the international team. We spend lots during that time I stay working in the company. We spend lots of resources and money to express the app globally, but cannot succeed. It's super difficult. Yeah, so after that, I call my phone worker, and I will say, what do you think about? I say, okay, it's like a dream. It's impossible. We do nothing, and the followers coming. How amazing!
So they are excited, or are they like, oh my god, what do we do? And they panic.
I think the first, the guys are super exciting, but after a few hours, the employee here realize, okay, so many overtime days.
You have to work overtime.
You are doing overtime. You say, because Rednote is not international app, so even some words, some button, the sentence not translate properly in English. So all engineering, all the product team is working overtime to fix everything. Yeah. So, for example, in the Rednote, there are no translation feature. They just design, implement, and ship it during 4 days.
In 4 days?
Yeah, in 4 days. Only 4 days.
To introduce a new feature.
Like
a translation feature.
A translation feature.
That's quick. That's super quick.
It's a China style.
What do you mean by China style?
The China style, the 4 day is not so quick. Because when I work in Xiaohongshu, just in the morning, we have a stand-up meeting, just discussing. Maybe we find out some insight. Some number is so interesting. And after 2 hours, we complete the analysis. And we design the new feature in that day. And we start implement in the afternoon and just ship it online in the midnight. Only 1 day.
So the part that surprised me about that is that's like a startup speed. That's like a startup speed, right? Where things are, but Rednote right now, like, I don't know, how many employees would you estimate they have?
5,000 or 6,000.
So it's a huge company. And to have that kind of execution speed to introduce a feature, introduce a new product, like, it's just so hard to, because even by startup standard, that's really fast.
You can compare to the TikTok and Douyin, right? It's bigger than Rednote.
Right.
But they also have that kind of speed. It's really common, really normal in China.
Wow. Okay, we'll talk about the work culture and how, because no wonder why, in terms of like speed and innovation and like just getting things done, like, wow, that's pretty cool. Just from a founder's perspective, I wish that we could have that kind of speed when we're at that size,
Have you ever heard 996 culture in China?
Yeah, that's a catchword. Like everybody's on 996 culture. So which means that you work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days per week, right?
Yeah.
So, and everybody's wondering, oh, is it true? Is it why people working so many hours? So, like, how accurate would you say 996 culture is in, like, say, in a tech industry or internet companies?
It's more than 996. It's more than 996.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, because in China, if you work at an internet company, will get a well pay, and everybody will respect you. And it's a funny fact. If you work in a internet company and have a well pay. When you're dating in the girl, you will say, oh, and the girl is discussing was, oh, the guy is working in Renault or Biden's. Oh, it's really good.
So it's
You
like
become really popular.
in Western world, the same as saying, oh, I work at Apple or I work at Google or something.
I think more than.
More than.
I think more than. Because
Wow.
people think working in the internet company is kind of rich, and the benefit was super good. And
Right.
that's one reason. And the other reason is the China culture is really competitive.
Very competitive.
Yeah, really. For example, in the third year I work in Xiaohongshu, we start the hiring process, and the graduate can. We receive lots of resume from Harvard, Stanford, MIT, UC Berkeley, and U Chicago. Lots of people Chinese people, students study abroad and want to join Xiaohongshu. One position maybe we will receive over 500 resumes
For one position.
500
resumes for one position.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's during that time. During the time I worked before, maybe now it's more than.
Yeah, because now it's more popular, right?
Yeah, it's more popular now, and we'll see, everyone is so excellent.
Yeah.
How to choose it?
Yeah. By the way, why is it called Red Note? What does that mean?
The direct translation is a Little Red Book.
Little Red Book.
Yeah, Little Red Book. Because in the beginning, the founder of the Red Note want to create an app relevant to travel. It's a traveling guide about Hong Kong, Singapore, the US, maybe France or something else. Because in that time, the people in China is really eager to going out to explore the world.
So it was like supposed to be a mini travel guide or something.
Yeah, so in the beginning, it's a little travel guides, but there are so many common in that website. You will say how to buy the that kind of thing, where to buy the underwear of CK or blah 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 blah. And there are opportunity. And why not build up that app? The people discussing.
But why the color red? What does that mean?
It's a preference of our founder, and if also have it's the other joke because the quotation of the Chairman Mao. Yeah, it's also covered by red.
I see.
And our founder, the surname is also Mao. Yeah, so it's a joke.
So it's meant to be a joke.
Yeah, it's
but
meant to be a
like,
joke.
But because people can misinterpret that,
No,
saying there's like a political,
no.
making a political statement.
It's a misunderstanding. It's just for fun, okay? And because that kind of word is really easy to remember for Chinese people.
Right. Because okay, so this is a branding strategy.
Yeah, it's a branding strategy, not over understanding. It's not that.
Interesting. Why did you decide to join Red Book?
In the beginning of 5 years, I just joined some stuff. Finally, they fail. Yeah, build startup is really, really easy to fail. Over 95%. So I usually tell you, Asian Bowl survival. It's it's rare. Okay?
Yeah.
But one day, my friend working in Alibaba before, and I would just catch up with a dining. I would just I'm super tired. I joined the other stuff today, and it's super tight but interesting. Do you want to have a talk and to visit to the company to show what's going on? And I went to Xiaohongshu, the Red Note. In the beginning, in that time, it's only 100 employee, and I see everyone smile and so energetic, and they are also the young people. I see, the company are so cool, but in that time, Xiaohongshu is an e-commerce platform focused on the girl stuff, for example, makeup and dress and something else. Sorry, I'm a shy guy, so I don't have a good understanding about that. But in that time, my housemate is 2 girls. They are fashion designers, so I'm asking the 2 girls, have you ever known Xiaohongshu? You say, it's so cool. Every girls know what is Xiaohongshu, what is Red-Note. So it's kind of interesting. So why not go in? So I joined that company.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a combination of the e-commerce and Instagram, and people sharing some how to make a good makeup and how to dress up.
I see. So it wasn't like a video platform.
Not a video platform. In that time, it's an old-fashioned Instagram style. It's only the image, the photo with some text. That's it.
So when you heard about this whole TikTok ban that's going on in the US, TikTok is a international version of this domestic app in China called Douyin.
Yeah.
Right. So Douyin and TikTok is kind of the same thing, except TikTok is the international version and Douyin is the domestic version. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, correct.
Yeah. So actually, what is the difference? Why did they separate it into international version and domestic version?
For censorship.
Oh.
Yeah. For example, in China, if there's someone wear a bikini and maybe you will treat as a sexual content.
Sexual content.
Yeah, sexual content. But if you're overseas, for example, now I live in Bali now, wear a bikini is nothing. But in TikTok, you can.
Right.
And in TikTok, you can talking about LGBTQ. But in Douyin, it's totally impossible. So the parent company, the ByteDance, need to separate that kind of system, the app, to the globally worldwide. Say, the strategy they're doing is separate the two apps. And that's one reason. And the other reason is all the data of Douyin is stored in China, mainland China.
Right.
But the TikTok is stored in other country by the policy of the country.
Right.
Yeah.
That's actually quite interesting because that's the whole reason why the Biden administration decided to ban TikTok, because they think the data is actually all in mainland China, not because, the TikTok CEO, I heard him saying that, no, we're actually like a totally separate company. But then, I watched the hearing where everybody was like, oh, but you send all the data to ByteDance as a parent company, right? So, like, is that true?
I don't know. I think no one knows actually. Yeah. Because could someone can check all the data is sent to China or not? No one can check. Maybe one day will someone buy a TikTok and just checking the code? Yeah, maybe can do. But before they're selling the company, you can delete the code. You have no you have no clue to prove that.
Right. So basically right now, unless you're the insider, you just don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Maybe someone know. You need to interview.
Right. Well, then if Trump is trying to delay the ban or execution of the ban, and he's trying to find a US buyer because they still want to keep the app alive, is that a good thing or a bad thing for them? And will China even let them just like, okay, fine, we'll let you sell it? Like,
it depends on how to sell it.
Right, of course.
Yeah. Only sell the app and the user data without algorithm. With the algorithm or without algorithm is a super critical issue. Because Meta just can copy a new app during 1 month. And Meta also have lots of data of user. Look at WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook. They have a lot. But how about algorithm?
That's very interesting. So you're saying that almost like the secret sauce, the secret weapon here is the algorithm. That's the tough part to copy.
It's an algorithm and also the people working in ByteDance. Because what they are thinking, what they are designing the system mechanism is really, really critical. You see, Twitter also have lots of data. How about YouTube Shorts? Even the same form. YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, it looks like a copycat from TikTok.
Well, now they copy the algorithm.
Yeah, but the cover algorithm is totally different.
Right.
It's a really critical issue if I'm Elon Musk or someone, I'm a super rich guy. By doing only data and the app is useless. But how about algorithm?
So what if they say, oh, we want to buy the algorithm too? Like you gotta give us everything. Then
Yeah, and how Biden is thinking about? Totally not. I don't want to sell it.
right, they would rather just shut it down.
Maybe you will shut it down. And the other reason is the deal is not only about the commercial. It's about the relationship between China and the US.
Okay, so you're really bringing to light this aspect that I haven't even thought about, which is it's not even the data issue, it's really the algorithm issue.
Yeah.
Because that could literally trigger World War III or create type of a false narrative or
And everything's AI generated content.
The argument that American people say is, oh, if you look at Douyin, it's like everybody cares about education and there's always quality stuff. But on TikTok, there's just like a bad influence to young people, right? What's your take on that?
It's the same. If you download Douyin and have a local account, you can see just the people dancing and the cute girl just talking joke.
Right.
I think it's the same. It's not about the algorithm. It's about the culture. Because everywhere, for example, I travel a lot. When I see the TikTok or the user of the TikTok in the age, by the age, it's same as the Chinese people. The same interests. So it's not depends on the algorithm. No one made the people in US get dumb. Maybe actually they done before.
The reason why I'm asking about Douyin is if people wanted to jump from TikTok to a Chinese app, you would think that they will migrate just to Douyin, not TikTok.
No, because Douyin now only reaches by Chinese phone number. But
in order
in
to
Xiaohongshu, we don't need that. Only email, and even you can log in by your Apple ID.
Right.
Yeah, your iCloud.
So in order to access Douyin, you need a local Chinese phone number.
Yeah, sure.
Which you cannot do from America, let's say. But they just need like an email or your Apple ID.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. So why did Red Note become so relevant culturally so fast, even in China? Because Douyin and ByteDance was sort of like the main guy, right? They are the establishment. They are the incumbent. But then how was Red Note able to like just almost like, but would you say right now it's bigger than Douyin or Douyin still bigger?
No one can bigger than Douyin.
How big is Douyin? How many like users per month or something?
Per month?
Or daily users?
It's daily as 600 million and maybe more than. It's an old number.
600 million daily users.
Yeah, and about a monthly user, maybe about over 1 billion.
Wow. So we're just talking about a different level of engagement. I mean, because, Chinese population is, of course, huge.
The population is super, super huge.
Yeah.
And you mentioned why Xiaohongshu, the Red Note growing so quickly. And first of all, we are earlier than Douyin.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Now the Red Note is a 10 years company.
Right.
And also the app is 10 years old. But Douyin is only maybe 7 or 6 years old. Yeah. And how is so quickly? And from my side, you think, I usually talking about that kind of issue is like a community issue. Because when you look into the other social platform in China, like the Douyin or the Weibo or Twitter like social platform in China, there are so many haters. For example, we usually joking, but it's not joking as a fact. If a cute girl, the girl just create a post by a selfie and just write down some sentence about the daily life in Xiaohongshu, it's really supportive. In surroundings, people will say, how good you are so awesome. Where did you buy the shoes? It's so beautiful. But in the Weibo, maybe you got a message is, you are so fat. You are super ugly. Get out of here. Yeah, it's so offensive.
So Weibo is equivalent to Twitter.
Yeah, it's like a Twitter combination of Twitter and Facebook. And also in Douyin, there are lots of hater and offensive message. comments. But in Xiaohongshu, the community is really, really friendly and supportive.
So somebody at your, former team must have cultivated type of like a more positive environment, right? Because they just, we're not going to try to, accommodate trolls or haters. Like all these other platform has a very toxic culture, but on RedNote, like they must have tried really hard to cultivate this positive environment, right? How do they do that?
First of all, it's about the community value.
Community value.
I will show some case because every social platform want people spend more time as possible. How to do it? And do you think about if the people fighting to each other, they are argue, and they have lots of controversial contents, people fighting to each other, the time spending will going higher and higher. Even the company know that's so toxic. Yeah, that's right. Everyone know that. But Xiaohongshu choose the other totally different direction. Our founders say we need to build no friendly culture in our platform. So if someone is a hater, you will post something so controversial, or it's easy or fighting to each other. Sometimes, if the guy doing more, it will be banned, and sometimes we'll hide a post so controversial or so offensive, and even in the private message, lots of system and mechanism to detect the haters and the unhealthy, toxic content. We do a lot. Maybe over nearly 100 engineers working on that.
Just that on keeping things positive, like 100 engineers. More.
We can write down the slogan of the RedNote, your lifestyle guide. So you can find anything about your life in that app. For example, makeup, how to dress up, how to raise your baby, and even some niche topic like machine learning, mathematics. You can find anything here and connect to the real people.
It almost sounds like a search engine.
Yeah, it's like a search engine. So I usually describe it as like kind of the combination of Google and Instagram. So people not only post the video, they can also write the article with the photo. And the search feature in RedNote is super powerful. And for lots of many girls in China, if they want to buy something or make a decision, the first thing you do is just open the RedNote and search it, or take photo and just search it to find how good the product is. Or if someone needs some idea about the interior design and how to decorate my house during a Chinese New Year, they will go to Xiaohongshu to find some posts. Because there are over 1 billion posts in that platform. You can find anything. But compared to Google, there are one more thing is you can leave your comment. Sometimes you can talking to the creator, the author directly. For example, now lots of people travel around the world. They are Chinese, and they will search for the post, and they will find someone living in Bali, and just send a message or leave a comment. Oh, I will visit Bali, and maybe we can grab some food and have dinner together. They make a connection.
But on TikTok, you could kind of do that, right? You can DM people. And,
yeah. You also can DM, but TikTok. Have you heard everyone searching TikTok?
No, you can't search for stuff.
Yeah, the search feature in TikTok is so bad because it's not designed for some useful content.
It's just mainly for the scrolling of entertainment.
Yeah, it's entertainment. But in RedNote, we keep the balance. We also have some video content, entertainment content, and we also have the useful content. Yeah. So some people in China, they will say the RedNote, the little red book, is really like a book. It's like a Wikipedia of your life. It's totally different.
It's almost like It's like a super app, right?
Yeah, it's like a super.
Red Note is becoming that super app where not only you can search for stuff, but you can actually entertain yourself, watch videos, but you can also buy stuff. It just does everything.
Yeah, sure.
So in my mind, what's very kind of fascinating here, it's we're looking at the two sides of the same coin, which is one side is that it's really great that the culture is very positive, encouraging, and everybody wants to be more of a community, right? But then on the other side, that means, like you said, more censorship to ban more people more easily, right? As you said, because it's sort of like against the Western notion of free speech. So the users are okay with that, like, because they know what they're signing up for, right?
In China, it's okay for people because everyone know they are the censorship. They even have the censorship in TV channel and newspaper, or even the blogger, or every kind of content surrounding. So it's okay for Chinese people, but sometimes a creator will complain about because the censorship in Red Note is super strict.
Can we talk about then the censorship element? What is exactly, like, is there some sort of a community guideline that people follow?
All social platforms in China also have the guideline, the policy, right? But there are some space. For example, you will see the guidelines don't violate the law of China.
Oh.
But the law of China have lots of ambiguity.
Right.
Yeah, have lots of space. For example, they usually talking about the sexual content. But what is the definition? One day my friend in Bali just posted some video in Xiaohongshu and got banned. You say, why? You say, because you wear bikini. You say, I see other one also wear bikini. You say, this is a different kind of bikini. Okay. Yeah. And you cannot record a video and just shaking your breast. Okay. It's impossible. You say, but the girl told me it works in Instagram and TikTok. I said, and I would tell her, but China have their rules.
But I guess my question is, who does the banning? Like, because it is such a massive platform with so many users, does it rely on like other users reporting you, like flagging you or something like that? Or
there are so many mechanisms. In the beginning, when you publish some content in the platform, there are some AI model can detect you are the post is a sexual content. You are talking about some offensive sentence, and you are maybe you are talking politics. It's impossible in China. And after that, and if your content is over 90% or more than probability to violate the policy, and AI will reject it automatically. And after that, if the content have some ambiguity, they will send you to the censorship team, human censorship. And every social platform have a huge guideline, over 100 pages. Or what kind of things are okay and what kind of things not okay.
Right.
And just pass it to the human.
I see.
Yeah.
So first it's the AI screening, because it's all algorithm based, like, just look for and flag and delete those type of things. But if there are like ambiguous cases, that gets transferred to the human review. Yeah, sure. And then they make a decision.
Yeah, make a decision. And finally, maybe the content will go online. But if the view count going higher and higher, or the content is getting more report, the content will go through all the process again.
Yeah, sure.
Because sometimes the content is okay. Yeah. The creator is talking about nothing. Yeah. But how about the comment?
Yeah, but you're not in control of what kind of comment people leave there, right? Let's say you're talking about non-political stuff, but people in the comments are fighting about all these political stuff, but you can't control that, right?
You can hide it.
As a creator, you're supposed
As
to
a
hide
creator, you can hide
in China.
in
Right,
China.
right.
You can hide a comment.
Because like in our case, we just let people say whatever, but that's because we're on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
After that, human review, they do all these guideline stuff and then decide that, this content has to go. Then do they just like delete the video?
It's a different mechanism. Sometimes if you publish something naked, or maybe if you pause it 2 times, the platform will delete your account.
So you get strike 2, like strike 1, 2.
2 or 3. I cannot remember the number, but if you are talking about the politics, maybe you in the policy of the Reynolds, your account maybe will be freeze 90 days or 6 months. You cannot generate new posts.
Right.
And there are the other situation is your content is not so friendly or not positive. In our system, we're taking that kind of content like unfriendly or negative or a little bit offensive. We will just drop the views.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
We can let you talking about what you feel, how bad you are, or you are so depressed. It's okay, but if you're talking about that, you cannot get lots of traffic, lots of views, because that will make the whole community more negative.
I think we actually have a similar experience where we want to highlight how important mental health is. But then when we talk about mental health, we try to be helpful. But then because we mention the word suicide, let's say, that I'm like totally going to say it for the camera now. But just because we said that word, like we get almost, not demonetized, but we also get like what's the word? Basically, we don't get as much exposure, right?
Deprioritized.
Yeah. So we don't go viral, or we our views are like limited. Right?
Yeah, it's so limited.
So this is kind of similar thing, right?
Yeah, it's a similar thing, but in China it's more strict.
I see.
Yeah. For example, if someone talking about I'm so bad, I cannot pass the test, the exam.
Even that?
Sometimes.
So like he's just like, oh, I'm such a dumb, stupid person. I can't even pass this exam. Like I'm complaining basically.
Yeah.
But then they're thinking that's being too negative.
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, wow.
It depends on the way you complain.
Wow. Yeah. So it's really about that overall positive, really just building that positive environment.
Yeah. So sometimes I usually joking of the Reynolds is like a wonderland. So the people here they cannot talking about something controversial, something serious.
But the thing is, the foreigners that are like just pouring in, last time we checked, there's like millions of people just coming into RedNote. They don't know that. They don't know they can't just complain about stuff or talk about LGBT stuff. So what if they do that then in English, let's say?
I think the censorship system now, because the data of English content is really it's really rare before. So I think the AI model have no data for training, but maybe after a few days, I believe the China speed, they will get blocked.
Just after a few days. Is that how fast it takes to train the AI model, large language model?
Yeah, the large language model or some specific model, it's not too hard. In China, we have lots of genius engineer.
Oh, it just reminds me of how fast things are progressing, because you just said, oh, AI don't have enough English data, but then just give us a few days and then we can literally just figure it out.
They can collect, and even now they can use the data the TikTok refugee generated, just send it to human tagging. And after human tagging is as a really good training data. That's it. Just train the model and do some adjustment, right? It's not so hard. Because I see a post in Reddit, and it will take. I only put some word LGBTQ plus supportive in my introduction of my Reddit account, and I got banned.
Oh, right,
And-
right.
And that refugee is really curious about what happened.
Right.
And lots of comment from the China people. They just say it's a normal day. Welcome to China.
Mm. So do you think that just for the benefit of our global viewers, specifically, what is it that, like, if more and more people were gonna use the red node, I mean, of course, you have to respect the local law, right?
Mhm.
What is something that you just can't talk about, like
Politics,
human
human rights, sexual.
and LGBT is part of that?
Yeah, it's part, but there are some ambiguity.
Mm.
If you are gay, you can share your dating experience or your daily life.
Mm.
Yeah, just make some vlog. But if you're talking about the LGBTQ right, it's totally impossible.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
there are a line.
I see.
Yeah, and what kind of thing you cannot talk?
And the sexual stuff like porn, it's no.
Definitely not. Yeah, if even some girls will show pen or just dancing, sometimes you will detect as a sexual content.
Oh, the AI will just flag it as like, oh, this is too sexual or something.
Yeah, it's too sexy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's totally different between Instagram, YouTube. Because in the Western world, when in beginning or just when Chopin, it's super casual and normal, but in China, it's not.
Mm.
And it's a joke, and even a girl wear Lululemon bra top, and you take as a sexual content.
Because, also, I don't know, I feel like being sexual these days is such an easy way for people to, like, especially girls, to attract fans, like OnlyFans.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like such an easy way for them to make money or something, that they just want to be more sexual and sexualized.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was quite common in China.
So, it's a good question, because I know many people working the influencer engine.
Mm.
They testing the night every day. How sexual it is. It just generates some account. They have lots of Chinese phone number, generate some account and test the night every day.
That is so funny. So you're saying that they have a lot of phone numbers to create an A/B testing account.
A/B testing account to test the censorship.
Where's the line? How far can we push the sexual line?
Sure.
And so when you talk about politics, you're just not allowed to talk about the inside Chinese stuff, or can you talk about other countries' politics? If you talk about how Trump is doing or something like that, or the US.
If you're talking about Trump, it's so stupid in Reddit or any social platform in China, it's definitely totally okay.
Oh, so that's okay.
That's okay.
You just can't talk about
the other country.
Other countries, but you're not allowed to talk about the Chinese inside stuff.
No, absolutely not.
Right. Yeah, I see. But I mean, the worst is that you get banned, right? Like your account gets suspended. Like
sometimes it will be deleted.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah, it's really, really risky in China.
Right. Especially if you want to become like a famous creator or influencer. Like that's how you make money, then you have to be then very careful.
Yeah, you need to be super careful. There are lots of cases. The really, really big influencer maybe just post something, make a really, really tiny mistake relate to the politics, and the account will be suspended for 6 months.
But can you appeal the decision? Like, hey, that's not what I meant. Like,
no.
Oh, okay, because you said there's also human reviews. Like, can you just send them an email like, "Hey, like what I
no, non-negotiable."
Non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that our conversation right now could even go on like Red Note?
Should be banned. Should be banned in Red Note or any kind of the social media platform in China.
Well, at this point, I don't even know if we're gonna get banned by YouTube as well. So
why? why YouTube? We are talking nothing, okay?
Yeah, I think, I think sometimes because, we want to interview like real people and hear real honest thoughts. That's why we have our own platform, right?
Mhm.
We have our membership platform where we can talk about these things. But I just want people to understand what things are like. But obviously we want to be very respectful of different cultures and have a neutral stance. So we try not to take sides.
Mhm.
But I feel like people should at least know what they're getting themselves into, especially now that so many people are going into RedNote. And, we're interested because I think it's the first time ever that a real domestic Chinese app has just gotten this international exposure, right? Different from TikTok.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Yeah.
Because in TikTok, you cannot see the platform. There are lots of Chinese and some Western guys talking to each other directly.
Wow.
TikTok is I think they are not Chinese. Because Chinese stay in Douyin.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
but TikTok is wild. Yeah, and I see lots of funny things. For example, yesterday, I just watching a video in RedNote and the TikTok refugee, he live in US or UK, I cannot remember. He will say, "Oh, I finally realized how friendly Chinese people is and how amazing fundamental construction in Shanghai and how clean Shanghai street is." He will say, "Wow." During that time, I finally realized the information channel in the Western guy about China is all from the news. So they know nothing. They don't have the chance to talking directly to the Chinese people. And for Chinese people, it's also.
Right.
So it's like
a cultural exchange almost.
Yeah, it's a cultural exchange. And some guys live in China, like they will see the picture of the US or the UK, and the Chinese will say, "Oh, finally I realized the US is safe now." Because in the news in China, the government usually say you are super dangerous in the US, so many guns. But actually, in the fact, it's totally not.
Yeah. Maybe just a little bit more on the algorithm, since you're the algorithm expert. So are you saying that right now, it doesn't matter if it's Douyin, TikTok, YouTube, RedNote, they all kind of share the similar algorithm when it comes to getting people exposures and recommendations of content?
Fundamentally, yes. Yeah. But it's the other things that we were like talking about is the direction or the volume or the platform. For example, in Douyin, in Douyin or TikTok, you make a video talking about something really serious. It's really hard to go viral. Because that kind of platform is focused on entertainment.
Right.
If you want to talking about something politics or something serious, or something scholar things, just go to Twitter. Yeah.
YouTube maybe?
Maybe YouTube, but I think in the US Twitter is better. But so even the algorithm, the mechanism is the same. There are different purpose and different direction between that platform. Xiangshui is like a wonderland.
Yeah.
So if you want to talking about something controversial or talking about politics, don't go to Xiaohongshu, the RedNote. Do not. Yeah. They are the same.
Yeah.
But finally they designed by different value.
Right. Assuming that all these platforms have a different values, you still want your videos to go viral, right? Maybe you want to become famous on RedNote, or you want to be a star creator on YouTube. And people have this like a lot of questions about algorithms. What does algorithm actually take into account? Like, because there are many ways to measure people's engagement, right? You can, for example, like a video, you can leave a comment. Could you just walk us through everything that sort of goes into the algorithm sort of like calculation?
I can.
Roughly.
Yeah. I can do it roughly in the beginning. Your content is past the censorship and just ship it to show to some people, maybe so limited, maybe under 100 people. That's a testing. And if the 100 people give you more like, more share, and the system will recognize.
So this what you're talking about is for RedNote or in general?
It's generally
really
for every platform. You have a stop traffic, stop views.
Okay.
And if you do it better, if you got more like, more share, more comment, or even people spend many time on your video or watch it many times, you pass it and just separate it to more people.
Oh, hold on. So you're saying that now this is like a tiered approach. Like first they expose it to 100 people.
100 people. And just test it.
Test it. And then if out of the 100 people, if there's like, they really seem to like this video, they watch it longer, they leave more comment, then they go to the next level and expose it to how many people?
Yeah.
After 100, is it like 1,000?
Yeah, maybe. It depends on how good your video and which topic you're talking about.
Right.
Because if you guys talking about something so serious in TikTok, you think it's really hard to gather likes.
Which means that it'll just stop recommending that, and then the views stay kind of the same low.
Yeah, same level. Because the major goal of the algorithm is let many people spend more time. So the people will detect, the system will be detect. Your content are so boring. People doesn't spend more time.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like you're talking about our content because we're trying to be more informative, try to provide people with like more education or insight, but we're not exactly like crazy entertaining, right?
But the people for the algorithm, they were choosing the stop peoples. It's based on the preference. So if you are, the content is so serious or talking about the politics, they will send it to the people also interested in.
Right.
So not randomly.
Right. Oh wow.
But if you are entertainment content like dancing or singing, the user pool is huger than politics, guys.
That's a good point. So basically, it also got to do with who your existing audience is, and whether like they're used to your certain type of content. Like say they subscribe to you or they watch you mainly because you're like dancing and or doing sexy stuff. But all of a sudden you start talking about politics, then the algorithm's like I don't know who else to give this to.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. After that, the system maybe some content will go viral, and until maybe over the I cannot remember the number, maybe over a number, and they will be consistently. Because the platform doesn't let one video get lots of views.
Right.
Yeah. Because the traffic, the views is limited.
Right.
The user attention is limited. If one guy dominates the whole system, it doesn't work. It's not good for the company.
But isn't that what Mr. Beast or Joe Rogan does? Like they just go up and up and up to like hundreds of millions, right?
Yeah, but how about the percentage compared to the whole YouTube ecosystem?
Right,
it's rare. It's a tiny number.
It is very.
But in the beginning, if you are a tiny social platform, the two guy dominates your ecosystem.
Right.
Yeah. It's risky.
You take into account people's or like a like to dislike ratio, I'm assuming?
There are lots of engagement type. Your reading time, like share, comment, and even follow.
Right.
Yeah.
How important is comment? So like, does the algorithm actually take into account people's comments as well?
Yeah, you comment is the other way for create. So comment is super important. You have a big YouTube channel. Sometimes if people watching the video, they also see the comments. Maybe the video is really, really common, but really, really normal. But the comment is super interesting, so super funny. There are lots of content like that kind of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's super important.
Now, how important are the nature of the comments? In other words, whether the comments themselves are negative comments or positive comments, how important is that? For example, most people in the comments are always fighting with each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Versus like there's a positive comments like, oh, I love this video. Oh,
Positive.
Also the
Totally
positive comments.
positive and meaningful comment is more important. Let me explain more clear. In algorithm, we have some model to detect that comment is useful or non-useful, because when maybe the Taylor Swift just posted some video and there are some companies good, so good, and a night of emoji, that's not useful content. Useful comment, and so a model will detect that, and the other model will detect is positive or negative. The useful is more important.
So
and
how do you define useful? What is the definition of useful comment?
It depends on the comment is talking about something,
right?
Not a line of emoji or just say okay, so good, awesome.
Yeah. Also, basically, if you're like watching a music video,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I love whatever. I love BTS, like a funny emoji or something.
Yeah.
That's not a.
It's not.
It's not a useful comment.
Yeah.
But then there are a lot of comments, or there are like tens of thousands of comments, right?
Yeah.
But that's also an engagement, isn't it?
Yeah. It's also, how about a share?
Okay.
The number is amazing.
Massive. Yeah.
So how algorithm to measure a content is good enough is mix of lots of number.
Right.
Your like rate, share rate, your comment, your follow rate, or even the number the time you spend. Lots of is maybe over. In some platform, the metrics are over 20.
20 metrics.
Yeah, over 20.
Wow.
At least over 10 is really common. And even we also have a score of each creator.
Right.
The creator is hardworking. He's always make good content or something else.
How important is how often you upload? Does it make a difference whether you upload 2-3 videos per day versus 1 video per week or 1 video per month? Like the upload frequency, how important is that?
For my side, I usually recommend or suggest at least 1 video 1 week.
At least 1 video per week.
Yeah, per week.
On any platform.
At least.
But
if you are using TikTok, you would like to doing more, I suggest maybe 2 or 3 days, 1 video.
But once every 2 days.
Yeah, it depends on the content type.
Right.
If you're making the YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels, the frequency will go higher. If you make a long video.
Right.
But one thing I would like to mention, the most important things is about the content quality.
Quality, yes.
Yeah, quality is the first thing.
To your audience.
Yeah, to your audience.
Yeah. Because you could be quality, but if your audience doesn't like it, then what's the point, right?
Yeah. I think you guys have lots of followers and the quality is really stable.
Yeah. But I do realize that we need to do more,
Doing some short video. Trust me.
We do. Yeah, we're trying. We'll try to do more short form videos. So comments, like if you could give like a weight, how important is comments to, let's say, like a like? Because comment is harder to create.
Well,
right?
it depends on the platform. I know some platform 1 comment is equal to 10 likes, even more.
That's a massive weight.
Yeah, you can see a number of comments compared to the likes. Usually, like is 100 times them comment. The count.
That's right. Yeah. Because it takes time for people to write comments.
You take so times.
Yeah. So that's a sign of engagement.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
But not cheating. Don't cheating. The algorithm can detect you are cheating. Because someone
What
will
do you mean? How do you cheat?
cheating with some creator will call to action. Please leave a comment, blah 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 blah, or it's a game. If someone leave a comment, maybe got a gift. It's a giveaway.
I see so many creators do that. Like,
don't do that. Okay,
because it's like, hey, say this in the comments, and I'll choose a random lucky winner to.
Don't do that. It's so dumb.
Oh, that doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
So it's not just a pure number of comments, and now, wow, the algorithm is like so sophisticated now.
Sure.
Because I thought that totally worked. I thought it would work.
No, or there are the other number we can measure how good is the video is a complete rate. The meaning is if the user just finish the video until last minute.
Yeah. They watch the whole thing.
Yeah, they watch the whole things.
Yeah.
So someone will take a 2-second video. Yeah, the rate will become really high. But it also detected by algorithm, so don't cheating, okay?
Right.
Yeah, I heard lots of trick. Yeah, in the beginning works. But sorry, we have lots of juniors, algorithm engineer. We finally will find what you are doing now.
Yeah, so they'll catch it, and then
we'll
update the algorithm.
And also, maybe sometimes, if you keep going doing cheating, you will be punished.
Wow.
Yeah. We'll depiralize your account.
I think what you're saying right now is very relevant to all these people that are looking for shortcuts. They're like, I always see videos of like, hey, we'll try to get you a million subscriber. We'll teach you how to be a superstar creator. And there's like all these like tricks and things like that, right? Like a shortcuts.
That I heard lots of people, and I also some company in Taiwan is asking me, why not doing an online course? We can get lots of money just teaching how people to get viral. I say, get viral? What did you mean? For my side, get viral is that mean you need to, as a good storyteller, and make good content and understand the people thinking.
Right. Consistently. Over many years.
Yeah, many years. And even I know lots of creators just asking questions to me. And I see over 95% they fail. They give up during 1 month.
Right.
Yeah. And finally, I super tired. I don't want to answer that kind of question anymore.
Right. We literally have no tricks up our sleeve. We just do the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah. The most part is the understanding of human being and storytelling. That's it.
Yeah. So why did you leave Red Note? And when you left was like
6,000.
6,000.
6,000 in the whole company.
So you must have seen like crazy growth, but wasn't it good? Like, why did you leave?
I burned out.
Oh.
I burned out. Working in a startup company is really, really stressless.
How many hours were you working every day?
More than 12, I think 7 days. And as an engineering manager or general manager before, and even I got a message during the holiday.
Yeah.
So for the first 3 years, I have no holiday. I also work in Chinese New Year, Christmas Eve, every moment. And I got thousands of messages every day. It's super, super stressful. And finally,
thousands of like messages related to work.
Yeah, thousands, more than 1,000 per day.
Like a Slack messages or something.
Yeah, Slack. We have our own system.
Right.
And maybe tens of meetings. And when the company grows up, we need to hire more and more people, and usually have maybe 5 or 7 meetings a day, and also need to interview 10 people. Yeah, and I even need to interview people in the midnight, 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And after that, I finish all interview and the HR, we need to spend time discuss the with the HR, and HR will listing maybe the people I interview. Even in that time, I cannot remember all the name of what they are doing, how they are answering. There's so many people. Yeah.
I've never heard anybody that say that they had to interview somebody at midnight. Which means that they also have to be up at midnight to do the interview, right? I'm talking about our applicants.
Yeah. Sure.
Candidates.
Yeah, the candidate. They also join the meeting in the midnight, 10 or 11. It's possible.
Wow.
It happened in China. Yeah, and I can share some stories really funny, but not the kind of funny. In our team, we have a girl. She get married, and in the Reynolds, we also need to work either 6 days. Only in a Saturday, yeah, we need to work. And her husband working in other company named Pinduoduo. It's an e-commerce company also in Shanghai. They also work either 6 days, but they work in Sunday. They have a commitment like I will see the husband will take the subway in a Saturday and for 20 minutes to our office to have lunch with his wife. That's the only time they can eat together.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just had enough. But, would you say that's sort of the same for all the tech companies, internet companies in China, like that kind of work culture?
The cool work culture is super intense.
Right now,
even right now, I can say, in China, because the culture, the society is so competitive, and the internet company can pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
So sometimes the manager is talking about the employee is sick. Maybe they only work 4 days per week for this month. Or this girl will get married and get pregnant, and they will leave for 6 months. And some manager, not Reynolds, we have dinner together they will say,
different companies, manager,
different company. They will say, why not fire them and get the other one? They are healthy. They are men. They are not women. It works. Why? You can do it. He asked me. You can do it. So many people. You can choose. Why them? So during that time, I see people treat other people not like real human being. It's like a tool you can replace, like a component of your car. Okay, it's broken. It doesn't work. Just throw it out. Replace it.
Is that because there are actually a lot of other people wanting to take their job, right?
So many people.
Right. But they want that, right? Like those people applying for that because they know that they pay you really well.
Yeah.
And, they heard, I mean, they also expect it. They expect the work culture, right?
I also, when I work in Reynolds, one day I got a phone call from Pinduoduo, the e-commerce company. They are super rich.
Right.
And they also got listed in Nasdaq.
Okay.
And the HR is contact me, the recruiter, and he will say, Pinduoduo is a really stressful company, but we will pay double for your best salary. They'll recruit me. They want to recruit me.
But then they tell you how tough it's going to be.
Yeah. There. They will say, everybody in China know we are so tough, but we will pay double. Do you want to go?
But you also already are getting paid 3, 4, 5 times better than anybody else already, right?
Yeah, I haven't do it. I don't want to go to Pinduoduo. It's so terrible.
Then again, because they work so hard, they're able to just make this crazy progress, which is technically good for consumers, users. And is that ultimately the competitive advantage that the Chinese AI companies and startups have over American companies, do you think?
No. I don't think so, because if if some guy or some innovation will happen, should be happen in a more relaxed, more chill company or more chill environment. Look at the university in the US.
Right.
I have lots of friends study or now they are professor and they only maybe publish one paper for 4 years. Yeah, it's more chill, so people can spend lots of time to thinking about the future and how things works.
Right.
Yeah, but in China they cannot. Even they are hard work. Yeah, right. Hard work is really, really important. And about the innovation, it's not. And we can look back to the machine learning. And how about deep learning? How about ChatGPT, the OpenAI, the large language model? Everything happened in the US. But not in China.
Can I maybe try to break this down? So there's the innovation element.
Mhm.
I agree that US is always the first,
Mhm.
right? Because it's more creative, more relaxed or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's also the execution of
China is the best.
Right.
Yeah.
So I heard that there's now like a ChatGPT competitor that's actually better in China. It's almost like, they come up with it first, but China just catches up and overtakes them, right? So in that sense, isn't there some merit to that? Some good element to like just getting things done so fast, so quickly, because people actually have to do the work.
For the complete competition between the US or the China is true.
Right.
Yeah, I totally agree. But for the innovation, no, totally not. But if the country, the US, have the power of innovation,
Right.
they always can lead in everything.
Yeah, because they can just innovate another thing.
Yeah,
And
innovate
then,
other things.
yeah.
When the people, all Chinese people, all engineer around the world see the deep learning or the machine learning, it's like maybe you will stop. No new things. During that time, the ChatGPT happened. Yeah. Every moment it happened in the US.
Right.
And even now, maybe some Chinese company will say, we can do better than ChatGPT. But maybe someday there are something more powerful, like a generated UI
right.
happen in the UX.
Right.
They are a total different game.
I actually have a more AI question. AI is just taking over everything, right?
Yeah, sure.
So you can even just now replace the moderators or like a censorship thing. You just leave it to AI. They can just do everything, right? But where is that limit? Like, like can that be stopped? Or now we are just in the world where AI is just gonna just do everything? Do we even need engineers or developers,
Sometimes I would tell a junior engineer, I would say, maybe the good time should be the last 10 years. The good time, because lots of engineers have well paid.
Yeah.
Now I also mentor some engineer how to use the Copilot or the ChatGPT to help themselves to write the code.
Right.
And the productivity is maybe 3 or 5 times higher.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
really. If the guy they know about the fundamental things and also can familiar with the AI tool, 3 or 5 times productivity.
Does that mean that you can just hire less engineers?
Yeah, hire less engineer. So,
and that's happening right now.
It's happening right now, especially for the junior engineer.
So you don't even have to recruit junior engineers anymore.
It happened. Right now.
Really?
Yeah.
So in China, that's happening.
Also, world around. There are so many, because before we need to hire some front end engineer to join the user interface.
Yeah.
And now we need to do is drop the picture, the draft to ChatGPT or some AI tool. They will generate a scaffold. And we just need to write, just check and write down and fix something. That's it.
Wow.
It's totally changed. So I have people talking about the limited. I think we can look back to the real human to human relationship. For example, the therapist.
Therapist.
Yeah, therapist. I think AI is really hard to replace the therapist. And
Oh,
how about your fitness coach? It's not only a fitness coach because we are in a kind of relationship.
yeah.
You trust your coach and you do some exercise and under a tutorial. It's all about the human mind.
Right.
But AI cannot replace that. So because I live in Bali, I surf every day. So I usually told my friend that coach surfing, and I usually say, you guys will be a valuable job, valuable people in the future if AI replace lots of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
The labor worker, maybe the office worker. Yesterday, the OpenAI, they launched a new product. That product will take over your browser and fill the phone, order a ticket, or even make a reservation of the restaurant. And where is it going? Maybe they can read some page or write a resume and send it to the company automatically. Maybe will someone can use it, just send a resume to 1,000 company during one day. You will take over lots of works.
Right. I guess what we are curious about is that even social media is evolving so fast. And now we're talking about this geopolitical conflict between the US and China. Maybe that starts with the TikTok stuff, but do you see like social media as a net positive or net negative? Because like we always have to deal with these like misinformation trolls and, but there's also a lot of benefits that, you get to build your brand and you get to become create a new job, like an influencer creator. But in your mind, as a algorithm engineer, where is this going? Like, is it a net positive thing or overall is it a negative?
Negative. I can tell you totally negative. Because I see lots of creators, they are so depressed and lots of anxiety happen.
Yeah.
Because people using the social media. Because I'm now 36 years old. I grew up with there are no phone, no social media. So for me, it's really easy to make a real world connection with other people.
Yeah.
But when I quit my job, I see the people. I spend lots of time with the children. So I finally realized now for children, it's really hard to make a real connection.
Yeah, because there's always on the phone,
just
right?
always on the phone.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know what
drives me crazy.
What's going on? And there are some studies about how the stress level now compared to the maybe 20 years ago is more than, especially for the teenagers.
Yeah.
Because they got lots of message and they compare themselves to the others. They will say, oh, there are so many beauty guys, or strong guys, handsome guys in Instagram. How they feel. They feel so stressful. Yeah. So I think in my dream, every government should limit the usage of social media. Not for adult.
For teenagers.
For teenagers. I think it's happened in some country in Europe.
In China, don't they limit the use of Douyin, the time? Like after?
No, they just pop up a window. Oh, now you are open time now, and you can click OK and just keep scrolling.
Oh, so it's just like a reminder, but they don't shut it off.
No, they don't shut it off. They don't shut it off. Instagram have the same mechanism.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So it's like a parental control thing, but you can just override it.
Yeah. Yeah, there are so many ways that you can keep going.
Right.
So it's super negative. I see lots of people, my friends, get stuck. They get stuck in the phone, and I see their screen time is maybe more than 10 hours
per day.
And you can see there are funny facts.
Yeah.
The Peter Thiel,
yeah,
the early stage investment
Peter Thiel,
of Meta.
Yeah.
And one day he has an interview and the host is asking how many screen time of your children. And Peter Thiel say half hour, 30 minutes. Oh, and the host will say, oh, okay, per day. Peter say no, per week.
30 minutes screen time per week.
Per week.
For his children.
Yeah, so 5 minutes,
wow,
it means nothing.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
And for me, the algorithm engineer, and I also asking the screen time issue to my former colleague.
Yeah.
They say, no way.
Yeah.
I don't want my kids, my son or my children play phone a lot, seeing lots of dumb videos and getting stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. What about the misinformation part? So in other words, do you think that social media, you said it's very, very bad for the development of children and teenagers, but also for adults, all these rumors or fake
there are
information.
So many rumors, and for detect the misinformation is super difficult. Even you have an AI. I think AI can filter maybe 95%. And how about 5%?
Right. Because that's the 5% that just goes like that, right?
Go viral, okay?
So you can't even stop that with AI.
No. So sometimes I would talk to my friend, the world will become more chaos.
Wow.
So usually I just keep the distance between me or to the social media, and I also suggest that people in my daily life just keep it away. Enjoy the real life, okay?
Yeah, so we can end on that positive note, which is not really positive. But it just got super dark. But
it's super dark. But they also have some positive things. For example, I have some friends that have their own brand about the surfing school. They just using Instagram for teaching surfing and get more user and doing the small business going up.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's a good thing, but it's not. Yeah, it's good, but I think the people now we need to look into the bad side. It's the dark side. It's really important.
Lastly, what advice would you give to those who are interested in, being a creator or influencer on RedNote?
It's a good question. I think the thing is, you need to understand what people thinking in China. Because now there are lots of TikTok refugees just send a photo or their cat and they got 10,000 followers and they are so super exciting. Yeah, it's right. Because it's a beginning. Everything is fresh to Chinese people, even the Western people.
Right.
But maybe after 3 or 4 months, a long while, people used to it. So now you need to know what your audience like. If surely you are a Western guy, your audience is Chinese people. It's also a normal way the YouTube or Instagram creator in that kind of platform also need to do. Understand your audience.
Right.
Yeah, understand Chinese culture. You need to be adapt to that platform and don't complain the censorship. China have China's rule. That's it.
Okay, well, I really enjoy. I feel like I learned a lot, and I really appreciate you sharing all these insights.
Just keep it going on. I think Asian Boss will do a good job.
Yeah, means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we'll keep in touch, and next time there's any algorithm related controversies or news, we'll invite you back.
Yeah, sure.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.